Hey guys, I'm Pranavi Nissan and today I'll be talking about The Rook by Daniel O'Malley. I just finished listening to the audiobook of this book and oh my god, it was so entertaining, so well written. It was amazing. And I would recommend this book to anyone who's looking to have a good time and who's like looking for a book which makes you laugh out loud. This is one of those books. It's vastly entertaining and so creative and imaginative. It's amazing. I've decided to give this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and without any further delay, let's move into the plot and what I thought about this. The Rook is like a combination of the movie The Spy and Kingsman. So it's like a supernatural spy thriller. So the book starts with a mysterious girl standing in a rain in a park at a night time, and she's surrounded by a bunch of dead bodies. She has no idea who those people are. She has no idea how she got there, and most importantly, she has no idea who she is. She completely lost her memory. She doesn't know what's happening around her. And then she finds a letter in her coat pocket addressed to you. And when she opens the letter, the first line in the letter is, "Dear you, the body you're wearing used to belong to me." I mean, that is such an impressive first line. That's the first line of the book. And who wouldn't want to read the book with the first line like that? That was so interesting. Like, dear you, the body you're wearing used to belong to me. Like, that has so many questions in itself. So, as you read the letter, you find out that the you is Myfanwy Thomas. Myfanwy Thomas is a person with supernatural abilities. She can control other people's nervous systems with her mind, and she can do that by touching the other person. So if she touches the other person, she can get absolute control over their nervous system. And Myfanwy Thomas works for a secret intelligence service, like a secret um, I don't want to say group of assassins, but they are like MI5 and MI6. It's a secret service, secret intelligence service, and the group is called the Chequy. The Chequy is a centuries old group of supernatural people protecting the world from supernatural threats and villains. And the Chequy is based on the game of chess. You know, in chess there is a rook, there's a bishop, there's a knight, there's a king and a queen. So Myfanwy Thomas was a rook, which is a very high ranking position in the court of Chequy, and she has been betrayed by one of her comrades, that is one of the members of Chequy, and that person has erased all her memories. And the new Myfanwy Thomas has two options. She can either run away from all the supernatural stuff. She can go start a new life in maybe Mexico, just go to Brazil, start a new life and have no connection with the military or the supernatural things like vampires and I don't know, octopus people, all the crazy people, and just have a normal life. Or she can go back to old Myfanwy Thomas's life, like impersonate the old Myfanwy Thomas, find out who betrayed her and why they betrayed her. While all of this is going on, the group Chequy is facing a centuries old enemy. This enemy is hell bent on destroying entire Chequy, the court of Chequy, and everyone in it. And to protect Chequy, Myfanwy Thomas is a very important part. So, what will Myfanwy choose? The new Myfanwy. Will she follow the path of old Myfanwy, or will she run away and build a life of her own? And will the ancient enemy be successful in destroying the Chequy? That is the premise, and it was so nice to say that I love this book. But let's divide the review into different parts. The plot was so full of potential, and the potential was fulfilled. It was it was not just light-hearted comedy. It was also a thriller, a suspense thriller. You follow a bunch of clues, and it's like a mini Game of Thrones. You don't know who's betraying you. You don't know why they're betraying you. Everyone has a motive, and there is a secret so giant that it's worth killing a Chequy court member for. And the plot was really good, especially the plot. I mean, how the plot is written. First, you follow the new Myfanwy Thomas dealing with like amnesia, acquainting herself with the world around her, dealing with being another person. She has no idea who that person is. And then one chapter is about the old Myfanwy Thomas, like how she found out that someone is going to betray her and how she prepared herself to like deal with the amnesia that's inevitable in her life. And it's written so well. I mean, there's flashbacks and story, the present story, then there's a flashback in the flashback, and every single one of the chapters is incredibly fun. There are dragons and there are weird babies and there's a huge institute where they train infants to become supernatural agents. It's all very fun. The writing, the 4.5 stars, I removed the half star for the writing. The writing, while being very witty and charming and fun, it's also heavy in the beginning. So the first 40 or 50 pages when you're reading it, it's a lot of info dumping because you don't know what Chequy is, you don't know what a rook is, you don't know what anything in that world is. I mean, it's our world, but it's their world also. So along with the new Myfanwy Thomas, you're also learning so much about the world. Just for the first 50 pages, it's a lot to take in. Like for the first 2 to 3 chapters, you have to like set your mind to info taking mode, and you have to lay out the world, lay a foundation. But after that, it is breezy and light, and you won't even be able to put down the book. I couldn't wait for the time of the day where I could just sit or just chop vegetables and listen to the audiobook. It was so fun. So moving on to the characters, my most favorite part of the book, the characters. It has a bunch of whimsical, weird, super cool, and very lovable characters. The most lovable character is the protagonist. The old Myfanwy Thomas and the new Myfanwy Thomas are both so different, but they are equally lovable. They have their own strengths and weaknesses, and their characters are so different, but you'll just fall in love with both of them. And then there are the other characters, like the members of the court. There are two rooks, there are two bishops, there are two knights, and there's a lord and the lady. And we don't call them king and queen like we call them in the chess. We call them lord and lady. And this, like, 8 people are so fun to be around. I mean, they're all very weird and very proud people, because being a supernatural court member is like a huge privilege. So they have their pride, and they're just incredible. They're assholes, but they're incredible. They have the most super cool powers ever. And this, by the end of the book, you are so attached to the like, bunch of 8 characters. And apart from these 8 characters, there are a few side characters like the Chequy group from America. Chequy is based on US, I mean UK, and there's a different Chequy in America, and a few characters are involved in the Chequy of UK, and they are so incredible. And the all the pawns, that is the minor Chequy court members, they are also fun. And I don't know, man, I just loved it. I just can't stop gushing about it, talking about it. It was really fun. The characters were excellent, the writing was excellent. It was so funny, witty, and it makes you laugh out loud, but it makes you cling to the edge of your seat because you can't wait to see how the plot is going to unravel. And the enemy, oh my god, the enemy is so cool. It's like sometimes you just create a villain, and just for the sake of creating a villain. But this villain is a very worthy enemy, very worthy, strong, equal status with the Chequy kind of enemy. And I loved the enemy too. Even the enemy is so funny. Everything about this book was incredible, and I highly recommend that you check this book out. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the free audiobook version for this, but I think you can manage to find it on Audible, or just purchase the book and read it, man. It's totally worth it. And yeah, that's it. I would recommend this book to anyone and everyone. And I'll just stop talking now, and until next video, take care and goodbye.